New Orleans is bringing Mansour Delane in for a crucial top 30 visit. Honestly, I absolutely love this bold move. During last week's press conference following the initial free agency frenzy, Kellen Moore faced a burning question. Do you draft for pure necessity or grab the absolute best talent on the board? I am rewording slightly, but ultimately, capturing top talent without worrying about gaping holes is the dream. You desperately crave a loaded roster, allowing you the absolute luxury of snatching up the premier talent remaining. Sadly, reality hits hard. Frequently, you enter draft weekend utterly forced to burn your premium first-round selection on a glaring vulnerability, an absolute, undeniable necessity. I have highlighted multiple instances before. The ultimate illustration remains Eric McCoy, chosen right after Max Unger shockingly walked away. New Orleans was desperate for a center, so they grabbed McCoy. Sometimes the board dictates exactly that. Right now, this franchise has massive defensive voids demanding immediate attention. Yet, I seriously doubt they are staring at the 8th overall selection demanding one specific role. However, we can absolutely and definitively guarantee the exact positions they will completely ignore this April. For instance, burning the 8th pick on a signal caller is out. Tyler Schauf is their undisputed offensive general this campaign. Time will inevitably reveal if trusting him is a brilliant long-term strategy. We are all furiously praying it works. Furthermore, drafting a blindside protector is completely off the table. They secured those trenches over the past 2 seasons. Their massive bookends are locked in. Selecting interior trench warriors? Not happening here. Your formidable interior trio is totally cemented, highlighted by Edwards, who just secured a massive $61 million payout during the free agency frenzy. Cross those out. You absolutely are not selecting Jeremiah Love. You just handed Travis Etienne a monumental $51 million contract. He is the undisputed king of this backfield. Seriously, the realization felt incredibly rapid. We reached that conclusion flawlessly fast. The writing is boldly visible. The critical takeaway here is their front office will aggressively target the most electric prospect who simultaneously fills a massive roster void. The only explosive exception? A generational talent miraculously plunges down their draft board. Imagine their second-ranked overall superhero plummeting right into their laps at pick number 8. That would be insane. The sheer magnitude of that value becomes impossible to ignore. Though I strongly doubt that specific scenario unfolds, snatching a lethal weapon like Ohio State sensation Carnell Tate at number 8 remains thrilling. Alternatively, unleashing that premium 8th selection on a terrifying edge rusher makes perfect sense, especially with a stacked class. Whether it is a disruptive monster like Ruben Bain out of Miami, countless vicious quarterback hunters exist who perfectly satisfy this team's critical defensive requirement. If New Orleans actually lets the legendary Cam Jordan walk, they will be fiercely hunting for ferocious young blood rushing the passer, and frankly, injecting pure speed across the entire defensive unit. You aggressively acquired Caden Ellis, but is he genuinely the heir apparent to Demario Davis? Or is a dynamic off-the-ball enforcer still a glaring, massive necessity? Perhaps a versatile weapon like Sonny Styles perfectly anchors that weak or strong side. You see the terrifying reality? Explosive reinforcements are needed everywhere. However, when wielding a precious top 10 selection, maximizing positional importance is vital. My fiery crusade against drafting Jeremiah Love at number 8 has absolutely zero connection to his actual talent on the gridiron. It stems from one cardinal rule: never burn the 8th overall pick on a tailback. Phenomenal backfield weapons are easily unearthed in later rounds. Look no further than the reigning Super Bowl most valuable player, Kenneth Walker. He was a massive second-round steal. Meanwhile, discovering a transcendent shutdown artist like Derek Stingley outside the initial 10 selections is an absolute, sheer impossibility. You will never unearth a phenom like Pat Surtain in the 2nd or 3rd rounds. If your defense demands a terrifying, lockdown perimeter alpha capable of reigning supreme over the entire league's secondary, you must strike early. Those elite specimens vanish instantly before pick 11. Therefore, watching Mansour Delane absolutely electrifies my soul, screaming pure greatness at the highest possible level. Should the front office perceive his talent as astronomical, pulling the trigger on him at pick 8 transforms into an overwhelmingly brilliant, undeniably flawless maneuver. Furthermore, we just forcefully eliminated multiple roles entirely off their big board. Snagging a fresh field general is absolutely out of the question for this aggressive front office. Fantastic news. Fernando Mendoza gets crowned number 1. Suddenly, nearly 7 rival selections, 7 total ticks of the clock, stand between the commissioner and your destiny. You desperately pray those mammoth trench blockers vanish fast. You beg for Jeremiah Love to disappear to Tennessee. Whenever rivals grab players you do not want, it shifts the draft's entire tectonic plates. Your dream target inches dangerously closer to reality. The stars could align perfectly, leaving an absolute stud like Mansour Delane staring right at New Orleans when pick number 8 finally flashes across the screen. We have echoed this endlessly, but Delane achieved unanimous All-American glory. He was blatantly robbed of the Thorpe Award, dominating as the absolute apex predator across every collegiate secondary in the nation. Caleb Downs stole that trophy purely off massive brand recognition. He enjoyed 3 stellar campaigns, basically earning a glorified lifetime achievement plaque over a legitimate honor. His victory completely ignored his actual 2025 performance. The voters just lazily rewarded his historical 3-year reign of terror on defense. Meanwhile, Mansour Delane achieved a breathtaking overall defensive rating of 90.5 this season, reigning as the undisputed absolute king of the Tigers. He boasted an impenetrable 90.7 coverage score. His lone supposed flaw was a 66.4 blitzing mark. Brace yourself for a massive reality check, coach. This absolute phenom does not hunt quarterbacks. He erases your most explosive offensive weapon from existence. Check his terrifying season metrics. Across 11 vicious battles, he surrendered a microscopic 14 receptions. Keep in mind, he skipped the postseason finale and sidelined against Western Kentucky. 0 trips to the end zone allowed. The man is impenetrable. He was a terrifying force of nature, analyzing the current New Orleans secondary, allowing Alontae Taylor to escape stings badly. Relying strictly on Pro Football Focus, which we loudly acknowledge, provides just one subjective piece of a massive evaluation puzzle. It is certainly not gospel, but a critical tool. If you furiously rank every active professional perimeter defender strictly by their coverage analytics, Kool-Aid McKinstry plunged to a terrifying 43rd spot across the entire National Football League. 43rd. Granted, that volatile list includes ghosts who barely stepped onto the gridiron. For instance, the supposedly supreme coverage king was Houston defensive back Elijah Huzzie, skewing the overall data wildly out of proportion. The guy suited up for one single matchup, tossed that completely out the window. Analyzing only legitimate starters, Kool-Aid drastically plummets into the terrifying abyss of bottom-tier rotational corners. Looking past McKinstry and viciously scrutinizing the remainder of this New Orleans secondary room, their catastrophic rankings from last campaign scream for a massive, immediate, blockbuster upgrade. 58 is exactly where Alontae Taylor landed. Unbelievably, they just paid him top 10 money. His pass defense grade finished 58th last year. Which brings me to Quincy Riley, whose stats I needed badly. Damn it. Riley ranked 90th. Found at 97th. Listen closely. While Kool-Aid and Riley possess undeniable talent, absolutely neither brings that terrifying alpha corner energy. These brutal metrics definitively prove my point. Kool-Aid definitely boasts phenomenal potential as a secondary boundary defender. Riley projects beautifully as an explosive slot enforcer inside. But picture throwing them out wide against monsters like Jamar Chase, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Puka Nacua, or Justin Jefferson. Name any dominant offensive superstar. If we ruthlessly force Kool-Aid into a grueling 65-play physical dogfight, shadowing Jamar Chase all over the field, how disastrously does that unfold? Absolute bloodbath. Mansour Delane, however, electrifies my defensive vision. Picture a rookie Marshawn Lattimore erasing rival weapons as a spectacular, untouchable lockdown coverage god. That sheer dominance is what we crave. Forget standard roster fillers. Demand an unparalleled top 10 lockdown alpha. Mansour Delane holds that magic. Snagging him at pick 8 sparks absolute pandemonium. Thrillingly, the front office scheduled this phenomenal prospect for an exclusive top 30 facility visit soon. Massive appreciation for tuning in, guys. Drop your spiciest takes down below. I adore our debates. Smash that vivid red subscribe icon. Massive appreciation for tuning in, guys. Drop your spiciest takes down below. I adore our debates. Smash that vivid red subscribe icon.